and welcome back to part 15 of Neptunia VIIR, where today we're going to be starting Noire's story arc of the 4 stories you can choose from.
Damn it! Where did that girl run off to?
Why are you having trouble? It's just one little girl. If she gets away, the last station army will become a laughingstock.
But she's far more agile than one would expect. We can't keep up.
Don't worry, she'll reach her limits soon enough. Keep searching! Bring out the rest of our reserve forces. She must be caught no matter what the cost.
Roger!
They're pretty persistent. How long do they plan on chasing me? Ow! I really like these clothes, but now they're all ripped up. How did it end up like this? Phew. We're finally in the next city. Uni, how are you holding up?
I'm alright, but we're pretty far from the last city, aren't we?
Yeah. It's unfortunate travel is taking so long. We need to get to the Basilicom stat so we can understand what's going on.
I agree. Hey, Noire, do you know why our shares went down so much?
I don't know. Nobody in the last city even knew that we were CPUs for some reason. That was a first. I wish we could just fly back to the Basilicom, but we don't have enough shares to transform for that long. Well, there's no point in complaining. I should count myself lucky that we were able to meet up. Now, since we're here, why don't we do a little investigating around the city?
Intel gathering is a basic after all.
Right. Smart thinking, Uni.
You did teach me that many times, Noire. Hey, what about that cafe? There are lots of people there, so it should be perfect.
All right, let's try there. Hello, could I have a minute of your time?
I haven't seen your face around here. Who are you?
I'm just a CPU passing by. I mean, we've arrived here for sightseeing.
Tourists, huh? It's rare for our city to get any of those. We're so remote.
I completely forgot this city is notorious for not having any tourist attractions or specialty trinkets.
Noire!
I couldn't help it. Even I panic once in a while.
How suspicious.
We're not suspicious. See, it's just the 2 of us sisters on vacation. Right, Uni?
You know it, big sis!
Why are your voices so strained?
Now that I recall, I feel like I've seen your faces somewhere. I think it was...
Wait, does that mean...
Oh, I remember now. They're members of that secret organization that's been causing a ton of trouble lately.
What?
Wait, what do you mean? You're saying these girls are members of that shady organization?
I don't know about the smaller one, but the taller girl definitely is, without a doubt. There was a flyer. It came with today's morning paper. This girl, she looks exactly like the one in the wanted picture.
What? What do you mean? There's no way I meant anything like that! This is a huge misunderstanding!
You calling me a liar? There's no way. Black hair, pigtails, and a jet black dress. There's no doubt about it. She's Noire of Affimax. She's likely here plotting to overthrow Last Station.
Excuse me?
Okay, but who's the smaller one?
She must have kidnapped her from somewhere. Don't worry, young lady. You're safe now.
Just wait a dang minute. Why would I overthrow my own country when I'm already its sworn leader?
See? She's already deluded herself into thinking she's Last Station's dictator or something.
Hey, what's all this commotion about?
Oh, good timing. The wanted criminal Noire has appeared, and she's even kidnapped this girl.
What did you say? Whoa, it's true. She looks just like Noire, the subhuman slaughterer. To think she would add kidnapping to her sins.
No, you have it all wrong. Why won't anyone believe me?
There's no use in arguing. For the sake of the world and Last Station, I will arrest you here and now.
What the hell is even happening? Let's run, Uni.
But we didn't even do anything wrong! Besides, I can easily beat down these little...
You can't. Even if they've forgotten us, they're still residents of Last Station. We absolutely will not hurt them.
We'll have you come quietly now. First, release that girl.
Okay. Uni, go over there.
What? Wait, why?
From what they've been saying, it seems like I'm the only one that they're after. Let's split up here for now. I don't need you to put yourself in danger too.
But then, what if you get...
I'll be fine. I'm way more seasoned than you know? I'll make sure I escape.
But...
This is also a form of insurance. I'm pretty sure I've been put on the wanted list throughout all of Station. If I'm captured, then you're the only one that I'll be able to rely on. Please understand.
Okay, fine.
Good girl. Be careful, okay?
Damn, she got away. After her. Don't let her escape.
Everything's all right now, young lady.
She must have gone through a terrifying ordeal. But don't worry. I'm sure Last Station's prided soldiers will capture Noire.
Noire! Am I really just dead weight after all?
Uni. I hope she's alright. No, this is Uni I'm talking about. She's gonna be totally fine. Alright, I better hurry and shake off these idiots before I'm in real trouble.
It's okay, it's not all cutscenes this part. We have actually got a dungeon to run through, so I'm going to get some time to talk. I know, after the last part. But right, the thing that's worth mentioning right at the start is any special equipment that was equipped on any other character is automatically de-equipped when you start a new episode of these 4 episodes. So don't worry about having some special item that Neptune had that you're not going to be able to access as Noire. You are going to be able to access it. Additionally, every character does start with a small sum of money, so you can get a few upgrades. I say a few, I mean 1. And she also starts with some BP, which is odd because none of the challenges are done, so I'm guessing that's just some sympathy BP. So I balance it out a bit evenly and start moving on, as we get some more commonplace Neptunia enemies, since we're actually in Hyperdimension. So pretty much all the enemies we're going to be fighting in this episode are familiars or mainstays of the series, including the baby bugs. Which hopefully will make it a bit more sense why the Nep sisters were so wary of the baby bugs in Zero Dimension. Or this enemy who has a random sandcastle as its shell. It looks like a desert tombstone actually. Like in those like 5th to 6th generation era desert levels where they'd have those plastered rocks on everything. Or you have some glooms. These are not the Dogus. There's a flying Dogu at the background, which is a healing variant, which is why it's got the tentacles. But these jellies, or gloobs as they're usually called, they're normal as well. But the Dogu, the healing Dogu, or the heal Dogu since this one's a weaker variant, they aren't too bad. Despite the name, don't feel threatened by them. Like, they're not going to be able to heal much to be a threat. They're not like the healing or the healist Dogus much later on that are actually things that you want to take down first because they're a pain in the backside. Also, there's not many different encounters here, so there's going to be a lot of skipped fights because there's like only 2 or 3 different enemy types in this first area. When we go to the second area, since this dungeon is a 2-parter, there are a few more, but like right for now you can see, yeah, there's not much going on here. Uni, I hope she got away. I know there's no use worrying, but I can't help but think about it. Hey, what's that about over there? No, she isn't here either. Could she have passed through here? This is bad. I better stay hidden and let them go ahead. She's not here after all. It's hard to imagine a lone girl evading us even when we're surrounding the area. Hey, you two, look at this. What's this rag? This is part of the girl's clothes. Where did you find this? What? Why did you do that? Is that standing operating procedure? You, where did you find this? I found it over here. I can't believe I overlooked it. But thanks to this, we know that she definitely passed through here. Notify all soldiers, and we'll investigate this down the road. Understood? Yes, sir. I screwed up. I didn't think a single piece of cloth would tip them off. But I can't retreat now. As a CPU, I'll do whatever it takes to get to the Basilicom. Yeah, just in case you needed an indication that they're bad guys. Yeah, they had to have him lick the piece of clothing. Like a creep. There's a random teleporter here for no reason whatsoever that just gives you a witch hat. And it's always a witch hat. The stats can be slightly different depending on the randomizer, but it's always a witch hat. And the only reason I know that is because I remember not equipping it on my blind playthrough because it just completely blocks the ability to see Noire's face. I deal with it for this playthrough because it is a helpful piece of equipment, so I just deal with it. But on my first playthrough, I just was not prepared to. I was like, no, cosmetics here, man. As now we enter the second area and still have some more normal enemies. But it is worth fighting enemies because, well, Noire kind of starts on the basics here. So you do want to try and get her to catch up to everyone else as quick as possible. Especially because there are some important fights once all the episodes are done and the game properly advances to what's left of the story that we'll need to worry about, and Noire is going to be very critical to our fighting scheme for that bit.
Strike first, ask questions later.
Also, I like how Noire talks as if she's ordering a group and she's the only one here. Thankfully, I don't find it as dangerous to function alone as I did that one NEP dungeon we got in Act 1. But it's still something that if you're a bit overzealous or not careful, you might notice. Also, now playing Dragonstar, you might notice I'm a little rusty playing this. I had to adjust back to this. I had to adjust back to your health automatically restores at the end of a fight, instead of having to heal yourself manually like an old school JRPG. I had to worry about combo commands instead of a more just traditional turn-based RPG. I had to worry about positioning again, which you don't need to in Dragonstar. Dragonstar is a lot more of an old school JRPG in terms of how it functions and works, but it's fun for how it handles it. But getting back to this, I was just like, oh, okay, I need to remember this is how this works. The thing that probably threw me off the most, phew, I've made it this far, should be okay. The thing that probably threw me off the most, I'm not going to talk for the cutscene for a second, is the fact that it's, in Dragonstar, you hold down R2 to skip through turns, and this you hold down L2. Which is just, it kept on throwing me off and trying to race through fat battles. Anyway, I see, so you are lost. I'm actually lost too. Meow? You're the only one in this crazy world who's spoken to me kindly. Why am I suddenly tearing up? Meow? It's okay, I'm fine. I'm CPU, I'm okay. That's why you shouldn't worry either. I say it as if you can understand me. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, do you hear a voice over there? What, really? I don't think I heard anything. I'll check just in case. They're coming over here. Might not be able to avoid fighting after all. Looks like I'll have to prepare myself. Meow! Hey, wait, don't go out now. What the? Meow. Is that the voice you heard? Damn it, looks like it. Sorry. Go on, go away, you stupid cat. Meow. Let's go check out the other side. She couldn't have gotten far. They're gone. Whew, I'm safe. Meow. I didn't have to fight them, thanks to you. Thank you. Now then, I better get out of here while they're gone. Meow. I'm leaving now. But do you want to come with me? Meow! I see, then let's head out together. Noire talking to cats. If there was any more evident sign of her loneliness, it's there.
You know who I am. Strike first,
Maybe that's why she's talking like there's a team around even if she's alone.
strike first,
I say that, I shouldn't bully her. The netcasts do that more than enough. Which is odd, because there are actually odd times where they take her loneliness seriously, but there's also just a lot of other times where they really don't. Well, that's the other thing that throws me off. If you get caught mid-swing in Dragonstar, like trying to start an encounter, doesn't matter. In this game, matters again.
a little longer and I'm out of the woods. I'm super exhausted. Mom? No need to worry about me. I can't afford to be tired yet. Meow. Can I ask you something? You have remarkably good timing with your meows. Are you trying to talk to me? You're not a black cat, so you won't suddenly turn human towards the end or end up being the final boss, right? Meow.
Ah! Someone help us!
That voice. It sounds serious. That's...
Don't come any closer!
It's the soldiers from before. They're getting attacked by a monster? What's up with that monster? I've never seen anything like that.
Crap! What can we do against it?
I could totally escape right now without them chasing me.
Somebody help!
Mommy!
Oh, jeez. I can't just leave them there. Ah!
You're Noire? Why are you here?
That's not important right now. Hurry up and get away. Do you want to die?
Why are you saving us? We're trying to capture you.
That doesn't matter! They couldn't possibly abandon people who are in trouble!
I can offer you my thanks, but your allegations haven't been cleared.
Hey! I won't let you go any further! Your opponent is me!
As long as you've got some healing items, this fight really shouldn't be too bad. The Hellish Turtle should fall apart quite quickly. But if you've got absolutely zero healing items on you, which if you've somehow got yourself in that position, what are you doing? This fight might worry you a little bit because he can hit you kind of hard. Nothing too bad, like, well, as you can see, like, we're going to be able to damage race him anyway, even with the poison. But it is something that you should really be wary of because, well, it's still a boss fight at the end of the day. You've got to win it. If you do somehow have absolutely no items, grinding off the enemies here, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Like, they do eventually drop the odd one. And besides, the boss is already dead, and we haven't even been grinding. I've just been fighting what's along the way. It's not that difficult of a fight.
Have you learned the power of last station CPU?
What probably also helps is that you start the fight in the CPU form. Which I'm surprised they allowed you to do. I would have thought they would have restricted it, since, you know, no one knows who the goddesses are for some reason.
Even though I was able to transform, I didn't expect to have this little strength. Mom? Are you worried about me? I'm fine. This is nothing, really. Let's just hurry out of here. We don't know when those soldiers will return.
But now we get access to the world map of Hyperdimension. Well, at least Noire's chunk of it. Noire can't go to anywhere Nepspin. Blanc won't be able to go to where Noire's going. Vert won't be able to go to anyone, etc, etc. Everyone's episode is standalone, and then all the lands will connect once you've done all 4 episodes and you enter the final stretch. It's kind of handled kind of like the Sonic Adventure games, or Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Well, once you've done all the episodes, you then unlock the final episode to end Act 2. And then once you've done Act 2, then you go on to the final act, which is a lot shorter. But because this is split into 4 episodes, this does end up kind of being the longest, I'd say. But we've got even more cutscenes as we get back into Lost Station.
I'm finally at the city. I better find a place to rest first. And then find your dinner. No! I'm okay. Just a little tired. I can't pass out in a place like this. I have to keep looking for Uni.
No! No! What's wrong, Kitty?
Who's there?
Oh my! You're a mess! I'm...
At my limit. Where am I? And these bandages. Did someone fix up my wounds? But who?
No!
You're the kitten from the woods.
Oh, you've woken up?
The kitten talked? Maybe some kind of shock has given me the ability to talk to animals. I was saved because of you. Thank you.
Kittens talking? Ability? Are you feeling okay?
Huh?
Have you possibly hit yourself on the head? Maybe I should have taken you to the hospital.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't introduced myself. My name is Keisha.
I'm Noire. Nice to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine. So, about what we were discussing, what did you mean when you said ability just now?
Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't fully awake yet, and I was kind of confused.
It's all right. I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, I'd be grateful for that.
But I'm glad. You don't seem like a bad person, Noire.
Maybe I'm not one to say, but you shouldn't judge people by their covers too much.
Thank you for the advice, but you seem like a nice person, Noire. Anyone who talks to cats must be nice. Meow.
Please forget about that already!
Aw, but why? It was so adorable. Meow.
No!
You're so funny.
Where is this anyway? I've never even seen this room before.
Oh? Oh, of course! I'm sorry. How silly of me. You had passed out at the entrance to the city. I happened to be passing by.
Oh, I think I remember now. Before my consciousness faded, I feel like someone spoke to me.
You were in such a mess. I panicked, thinking about what to do, so I carried you to my room.
So that's what... Wait, carried? By yourself?
Yes, that's right. I dragged you as best I could.
Rad?
Oh, no, nothing. How are your injuries? I treated them for now, but
Then these bandages are yours?
yes, although it was a little difficult. Oh, but don't worry, I didn't see anything.
Huh?
I did have to take off all your clothes in order to treat your wounds, but I didn't see anything, promise.
It doesn't really matter though, right? Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but we're both girls.
Even if we're both girls, what's embarrassing is embarrassing.
Why are you embarrassed even though I was the one being seen?
I said I didn't see anything. That's just how it is. Wait, do you like being looked at?
No! Of course not! Don't get any weird ideas!
Really? I'm a little relieved then.
Jeez, we went way off topic. By the way, where are we exactly?
This is one of the city's hotels. It's the closest one to the city entrance, and it seemed like the only good place to rest.
I see. I'm really grateful to you for treating my injuries, thank you. But I'm sorry, I don't have any time to rest. I have to go right... Ow!
You shouldn't get up. Your wounds haven't fully healed. Please, stay still for now.
But I can't stay here.
No buts. I don't know what sort of reason you have, but please, listen to your body.
It's probably dangerous to go to the Basilicom while I'm still a wanted outlaw. Since I don't know the situation, it might be best to gather information for a while. And that golden tower I saw before. I have a bad feeling. All right then. I'll stay here until my wounds heal completely.
Yes. Oh, you must be hungry, Noire. I'll prepare something right away. So just wait a little while, please.
Thank you.
You probably noticed that that lady, Keisha, was definitely one of the four that kicked the goddess's asses at the start of this act, but she doesn't have the dodgy glowing yellow eyes, so I guess it's perfectly fine. Also, the game brings mention to shares, or saying you can build up your share percentage by doing certain things and whatnot. This is probably the least significant shares have ever been in the series. What I mean is, in the other games, the share percentage directly affected how powerful each goddess was. If the share percentage had dropped to 0, you'd find that the goddess was kinda useless. But if the share percentage was closer to, like, say, 50%, they'd be super powerful. But it was a shared percentage of the world, so the idea was to get everyone at around 25%, so everyone's around the same level of strength. In the 4th game, however, it's entirely plot-based. By the time you finish the game, everyone's share percentage will be 100%. Not 25% for a balance, no, 100% each. The game also introduces the guild and the ability to provide money into the city. Each of the 4 main cities, so Planetoon, La Station, Louis, and Leanbox, can have funding put into them towards their commerce, their industry, or their public relations, which is worth doing for extra goods or for extra little cutscenes. There's also a place in Zero Dimension that, because this was introduced now, we can't do until much later in the game when we get the ability to re-access Zero Dimension. And I believe there's also a place in Act 3's Special Dimension that we won't get to yet. I decided to head back to the Restwood Ravine because there's an optional hunt called the Flame Fenrir that we decided to go for.
Yes! Surprise attack!
Which is just these guys. And then it's done. But to be honest, going back on the shares, I don't mind the fact that it was kind of simplified, well, heavily simplified in this game, because in the first two, it was what affected your ending. And in the first game, and keep in mind I've only played the remakes, not the original releases, but in the first game, Rebirth 1, it wasn't too bad. You just had to like repeat a lot of the same side quests to make sure that everyone was around. I think it was like everyone had to be above 21%. Or something like that. Everyone had to be around that percentage, so you had a little bit of room to move, but everyone had to be around average. And then you got the true ending when you accessed, because there was a cutscene, like an event moniker at the end just before the final boss, and it was when you triggered that, depending on what it was, depending on what ending you got. The second game, however, that was not fun at all to get the true ending. There's a lot of grinding, because a lot of side quests are really awkward. Like, there's no direct side quests that benefits one nation to the other. There might be, everyone gets side quests where they pull from Leanbox, but Leanbox only gets to pull from one nation. So you have to like organize your side quests to try and make sure they all go to that one nation, so Leanbox can pull as much from it, so then every nation can pull the respectable amount, so it ultimately ends up at the same amount percentage. But then that game also had the fact that the friendship things, that name slipped my mind right this second. You know the way you have them teamed up together, they build up a friendship. Nepgear had to have her friendship level with every character beyond a certain point, since Nepgear was the protagonist of the second game. You had to have it as like level 5 for everyone, I think it was. And you had to do both of them before you got so far in the plot, so you could get access to the true ending. And even then, the true ending wasn't worth it, because I even doubted myself when I first got it, thinking I hadn't got it because the ending was so lackluster. But then that's that game's issue. If they ever do re-release the 3 Rebirth games on PS4, I'll definitely will cover them so I can discuss what I mean with Rebirth 1 and 2 more, because Rebirth 1 and 2 are rough. Like, they're not as rough as their original releases, but my god, are they still kind of rough. It was only the 3rd and 4th game that really started to clean things up. Which is odd, because this game is a remake of the 4th game, yet a lot of people say it's a spin-off, which I don't get. It's the entirety of the 4th game, with a couple VR sections and gameplay cleanups. It's like a remaster with a few extra content, and everyone's like, no, it's a spin-off. It's like, well, no, it's not. It's still V2, it's just V2 Rebirth. Hence the R, that's why I took it off. Anyway, there's a lot of civilians and extras you can talk to that can teach you a couple things, or just give you some world building and highlighting that the 4 goddesses well and truly have been forgotten. I'm a little tired of walking, maybe I'll take a rest around here. That nation's CPU is done for, although I haven't met her, I just know it. It would take 10, no, 15 more years to build a network that supports such an advanced communication system. Even Louis tried that out, and it ended in failure. She tried to go too far ahead for a time. But if we were able to create a future where you could play games from your house with friends, people you've never met, I could show off my skills to other people without sneaking off to game centers to battle out with rivals. How am I going to go to a game center? I can't get very close to people there in order to keep my identity a secret. Although, we can battle and exchange notes. If I get a younger sister like Louise CPU, I wonder if I could play games with her and maybe we could read manga together. Okay, odd weird tangent off the end there, but why not? That was bad, I shouldn't have dozed off in a place like this. Yeah, you are still being hunted down. Her dream herself was strangely real and very nostalgic. But I wasn't born at a time when I had to go to a game center in order to do multiplayer games. Could it have been about me from another world? Or from you from another time? Anyway, next time on Neptunia, we're going to try and find Uni since she's still missing. But until then, you guys take care now.